because of the collection of various budding engineers across the globe. So here we are going to discuss about the various factors which will be helpful for meeting the sustainable development. So what is meant by the sustainable development? Sustainable development means the way how we meet the today's needs. Okay, so are we self-sustained? Are we making the self-sustained and also making path or the paying the path for the future generations? So that is the ultimate objective of the today discussions. Owing to this COVID-19 pandemic across the world, we know that how the economy has shattered to the maximum, and what is the role of electrical engineers, not only the electrical engineers, because the goal says that it is a major form of transformation from the different parts of engineering domains. So we cannot be able to segregate the people as electrical engineering or the information technology or from mechanical engineering. So we want the collective ideas from all the domains with making only one goal, that how to make a sustainable development and meeting the needs of all the people. So based upon this, United Nations have given nearly 17 different goals, okay, for meeting this sustainable development, starting from no poverty, because that is the first way, because we have to meet the needs for the people without any poverty. We can able to see that many people are with the poverty. Okay, they cannot be able to have a good food for the 3 times a day. So that is the first goal. That is, we want to make our country or make our universe with no poverty. That is, a helping hands should be raised more and more. And second goal will be on the zero hunger. Okay. So because the hunger is a major weapon, where we can able to see most of the peoples during this pandemic, they lost their jobs, they lost their industries and everything. So this makes a big alarm for all the people, that how we can going to extend our hand. And the third one goal given by the United Nations is on good health and well-being. So we want to address a more thing about this good health, how we are going to make a well-being, because a sound mind and a sound body, what we normally speak, because everybody interested to have a good health. Everybody want to live for 1,000 years. But practically speaking, we may live for at the average of only 50 to 60 years. That too as an average. We don't know what is going to happen for tomorrow. So well-being and also the good health will be our third goal. And next one will be on the fourth goal is on the quality education. Education is a process where we are going to discriminate which is good and which is bad. Okay, how we are going to discriminate, because we can able to tell that, sir, I am a PhD, I am a postdoc, I have done so many degrees. Okay, but if you fail to discriminate which is good and which is bad, whatever the degrees which we can taken is a waste. So we want to provide a quality education such a way that the people all over the universe, they follow the strict ethics in order during this COVID time. And the fifth goal given by the United Nations on gender equality, that is, it does not mean that, because when we speak about the various civilization, the human beings and also the human nature, they have been deprived with certain civilizations, and we are living at the present. Even now, we can able to see there is gender inequality arises in various domains. How we are going to improve this gender equality, because by giving the equal importance, gender is immaterial, because we can able to see all are same. Okay, outside the bound of the gender, outside the bound of the religion, outside the boundary of caste, all the people are same. But we have to have the only one objective, that is in order to reach out all these goals. And the sixth goal will be on the clean water and the sanitation. According to the research, it says that many people are unable to get even the clean water and also the proper sanitation facilities. And the seventh goal, that is the part of the things what we are going to discuss for today, that is on affordable and clean energy. Okay, because all our speakers, they will be on the electrical domain, and also they are having the vast experience in the electrical and also in the renewable energy. So we are going to pinpoint the need for the goal number 7. As per the IEEE PES day, what we are going to celebrate today, how we are going to meet the affordable and clean energy. What is affordable? Affordable means where this energy to be affordable to all the kinds of people. Because we want to make this electricity should be affordable and reachable to all the variety of people. Because now we can able to see there is electricity is applicable for only few people, and even we can able to see few more villages are still now not electrified. Electrified in the sense, you can able to see that is certain areas will be electrified and certain areas will be not. That they will call it as a load sharing. That is load sharing, because they are not able to meet out the demand. So one statistical point with that, I will move on to the panelists so they can give their suggestions and they can give their viewpoints. When India got independence in 1947, at that time, okay, we know the population will be around nearly around 30 crores. At that time, the installed generation capacity in India is around 1,367 megawatt. Okay, to meet out the needs for the all over the country, we have the installed generation capacity of 1,367 megawatt. But now we are in the 2021. So for the past 75 plus years, we have taken this past 75 plus years and we have increased to the level of 3,70,000 megawatt. Okay, so literally we are equal to 4 lakh megawatts. Okay, 4 lakh megawatts. That is the thing. But as per the requirement, we need at least 9 lakh megawatt to meet the demands of all the people. The demands of the people means, they have to utilize the electricity for all their needs. Okay, so in that particular perspective, we are still lagging in reaching the goal of 9,50,000 megawatt. Our goal is 9,50,000 megawatt, but now we are only in the 4 lakh megawatt. Okay, so for this particular perspective, we cannot be able to start a new power plant or a new thing, because starting a new power plant means it will take a maximum number of years, and we want to invest more number of crores and crores of rupees at that too for the, and we want to clear all the procedures whenever we want to. So we all speak about the clean energy, that's all the renewable energy. So in that perspective, first let me ask Preethy madam, okay, to tell her views about this, how this clean energy plays a major role, because we speak about clean energy throughout the globe, but only the takeaways, okay, only the takers. Even I speak about renewable energy, but still my house is not equipped with renewable energy. Okay, so I talk about solar design, I speak about wind design, I speak about the solar car charging stations, but I'm not using anything in my house. If I use that particular thing only, I can able to find the problems existing in the renewable energy sector. Why most of the peoples are not making this particular renewable energy to their house? Ma'am, what is your views?
Thank you so much, sir, for that. So, if you take the case of India, it is considered as a one nation, one grid system where the entire power network is connected together. And we have also identified quite a lot of renewable potential here. If you see the country's growth, it stands at 5th in the global wind installations and also 4th in the cumulative solar capacity. And we have also set a very ambitious target. If you take India as a whole, we have set an ambitious target of 175 gigawatt to be achieved by 2022, with major contribution again from the renewable sources which you mentioned, solar and wind. But apart from that, biomass and small hydro projects are also a part of it. And we have also seen that quite a lot of rooftop systems are gaining importance. But the major problem with these systems is the cost itself. It's not, as of now, quite affordable to a very common man if you take. But if you see the decline in levelized cost of energy over the past 10 years, the solar systems have seen a drastic decrease. And it is also forecasted that in the coming years, the cost of the system will further reduce. And the tariff rate, so in India, the renewable systems work in the reverse auction mechanism. So whoever quotes the lowest quote in the tariff rate will be awarded with the project. So we have seen in the past few years, like the first auction was in 2016 by SECI, and from 2016 to 2021 current scenario, we have seen a very drastic decrease in the tariff rate also. And this shows that the importance of renewable is quite a lot in meeting the energy demand of our nation. And in the coming years, the system cost will further decrease. But on a larger scale, if you take, there are a lot of studies being undertaken by the National Institute of Wind Energy for identifying the offshore potential of the coast of Gujarat and Tamil Nadu. And we also have a pilot project being planned in Gujarat. But some of the key things which the government needs to focus on for developing this offshore is enhancing the port facilities and also creating a proper policy frameworks and measures to enhance the grid infrastructure. So India is definitely making a great effort in achieving this target. A very good example is recently, the Global Wind Energy Council, which is the international trade association for wind power industry, has exclusively opened an office in India for focusing the renewable developments here, mainly the wind projects. So, and again, the International Energy Agency has forecasted that 2021 and the near years will be very crucial for India, and India will definitely bring in significant developments. So, it is going to be a very good growth, and this will help in meeting the increasing energy demand of our nation.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your inputs. Now, let me move to Apel Mahmud, sir. And can you give some inputs related to how can we reduce the cost of electricity with regard to renewable energy? Because Preethy ma'am has said that one of the major factor which was not making the renewable energy to be affordable for the common man is the cost. What are the various technologies we can use for reducing the cost for the electricity?
Yeah, thanks, Professor Albert, for this question, because in Australia, like in India, like in Australia, we have seen a lot of renewable energy growth, particularly in the rooftop solar, which are being used by the common man. Australia is considered as the highest, as the country which has got highest number of rooftop solar when you consider about the total number of houses, okay? The ratio of rooftop solar and the total number of houses, Australia has got the highest in the world. The way we have been doing here, like we have been, even during the pandemic, we have seen massive solar revolution, and the government initially put a lot of effort there. Like we got incentive from both federal government as well as from the state government, okay, to encourage people to have more rooftop solar, because, most of the old infrastructure with conventional fossil fuel that are retiring. Okay, if Australian government is going to rebuild that infrastructure, that is going to cost them a lot of money, and also as you mentioned, it is also time consuming. Okay, so that's why government thought that if we go in the long run, it is better to provide incentive to the people, so that they can afford it, though the system is still expensive, though that still we are affording it. Let's say, for example, in my house, I've got rooftop solar since 2019, because I got rebate from both Victorian government as well as from state government, federal government. So I didn't need to pay a lot of money for my solar system. Okay, it was affordable. And a lot of people, they are talking about the payback period. The payback period is, we are talking about around 10 years, but by considering the Australian scenarios, it is less than 5 years, And we got the warranty for the system 10 years and 15 years, okay? Let's say around 10 years, we got the warranty. That means for the next 5 years, I'm on benefit, okay? Let's say since last year, I haven't paid any electricity bill. Even I've been using that electricity credit to pay my gas bill. So that is one of the approach Indian government could take. They can provide probably some incentive, because they definitely need to rebuild that infrastructure that is going to be retired. If you do the life cycle analysis, and if you do the cost benefit over the life of an existing project that they are going to rebuild, and if you consider the rooftop, so I think that is possible to deliver that to the general people, And also, as Preethy nicely mentioned, that the cost of the system has been significantly reduced. Currently, what is happening in Australia, I've been using Australian example because I'm in it, so I can explain that nicely using that Australian example. The amount of rooftop solar that we have got, it is huge. It is more than what we used to expect, It got more than that. So now Australian government is trying to control it. Okay, they want to cut it off during the peak, and they're trying to put a lot of mechanism, because it's there are some network problem, network congestions are happening, So we need to look at that side as well, So to overcome that, we are coming up with a new research, for example, we are going to do the Uberization of the electricity, we are going to share peer-to-peer sharing. Okay, let's say Uber. Okay, we will be doing I'll be talking more about that later on anyway. So I just want to give some idea. We can make it affordable, It's not like that it cannot be made affordable. The system cost is going down, And also, if some support comes from like a lot of different parties, it could be some NGOs, it could be some like local vendor, it could be from the government. There could be some sort of partnership, like which is also one goal of the sustainable development. Okay, from the United Nations. If you look at the last goal, there is the partnership. Okay, if you come up with government, public partnership or private partnership, then yeah, definitely it can be made affordable to the community.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. So you have said that once the electricity has been made as like the Uber, like whenever we are making the wholesale market into retail, the people have more choices to choose the better service provider. But when we speak about in India, Preethy madam, this for you. So we are still in the market of wholesale as far as electricity is concerned. But as per Apel Mahmud sir, he pointed out that if this electricity will be go to the retail market, then there will be some more amount of competition. There will be some more amount of a good service provider in order to meet the demands. So based upon that, we can still improve the reliability of this renewable energy systems. So what is your inputs?
So what I feel is that India is definitely on that particular track, but it's just a matter of time. So different countries enter into this particular sector at different points of time. So we had changing governments, changing the government plans for renewables. So that could be the impact which the slow down the process of further digital technologies being incorporated into the Indian power sector. So just one point to mention regarding the incentives that the government had been providing. So we had this facility, I could say around 2014 or 15, like few years back. But since the cost of the system was declining, the incentive opportunity was called off. So the renewable system actually started with providing incentives from the government side. We had that, but right now, due to the cost of the system going down, it has been rolled back.
Okay, thank you. So, Apel Mohman sir, you mentioned that there are so many unaddressed problems in the renewable energy sector. That is, there are so many problems because as an electrical engineer, people, so we know that what is the basic working of wind energy, what is aerodynamics, what is the lift, drag, and also what are the forces existing on this aero. So those things we know and most of the things. But in your research, can you tell me that what are the unaddressed problems? Because so many budding students are watching this e-Colloquium, so they can able to understand that what are the engineering solutions which they can able to provide in addressing the issues available in the renewable energy sector.
That's a really nice question because we have been researching in this area over the last 10 years, more than 10 years, and we have got at Deakin, we have got one of the largest group in the country in the energy sector, and we just commissioned our own on-campus microgrid at Deakin, which is the Australia's largest microgrid on campus. Yes, 7.3 megawatt in our campus. We developed a microgrid. So we are definitely at the forefront of the research that has been happening around the world. So particularly, let me start with wind, and also Preethy would agree. Wind, definitely there are some problems with wind, particularly with the power transfer capability. If you look at the offshore wind farm, and if you want to transfer the power over long distance to the locality, so one of the major issues, if you look, we need to use a lot of FACTS devices, like flexible AC transmission devices, particularly for transferring wind over the long distance. And there are some major electrical. If I talk about core electrical power engineering point of view, there are some interactions, torsional interactions or control mode interactions or subsynchronous interactions, which definitely need to be addressed because that is not good in the long run. And also other things that we faced in South Australia, in 2016, South Australia was out of power because South Australia was dominated by wind and the demand forecasting was wrong. Okay, so suddenly in a hot summer day, the demand was too high suddenly, and the wind generation, you cannot suddenly turn that off, they failed, they failed, they didn't have sufficient backup, they failed. The whole state got out of power, definitely forecasting is I know a lot of people in India is doing a lot of good things in IT. IT people can come and help to develop the forecasting algorithm, and also I've been working with the Tata Power Delhi distribution. They're struggling with the same problem. they're trying to come up with a robust forecasting mechanism, like which could help to solve some of the problem related to the both solar and wind. Yeah, it's applicable. The forecasting is applicable for both solar and wind. And other thing is definitely voltage stability issue, like when you have wind, because you need to follow the grid code and all this. So voltage stability is another major issue. Like yeah, that needs to be considered. And there is a ongoing problem. There is no definite solution for this. Like whoever can come up with better solution. It is something that we have to go with. Okay, we don't have permanent solution. But definitely, with research, we can upgrade that solution. And similarly, in solar, like with solar in Australia, we have been facing a lot of major problems. Australian Energy Market Commission is currently saying that, like, if you export power to the grid, they will charge you in future. They are going to pass a rule. They used to provide incentive before. Now they are going to charge you if you are exporting electricity to the grid. How insane is that? Because they're making because we are currently making the grid congestions. Again, the voltage rise problem. Okay, when you pump some power into a point, there will be voltage rise. So what we are trying to do, we are trying to solve that problem by creating the local market, because here the situation in India is a bit different, because here we have got like a lot of retailers, a lot of electricity retailers. You can switch one retailer to another retailer easily. And the retailers, sometimes they are taking care of this local electricity market. That means behind the same meter, you can do whatever you want to do. Okay, as long as you are not interfering the main grid. So what we are trying to do currently, we are trying to do the peer-to-peer energy sharing, where like we need the concept of communication, because when you do the peer-to-peer energy sharing, you need to share the information from one place to another place. Okay. So we need the people from communication background. Definitely we need the people from IT background, because we need to create the platform. Basically, there is a software platform, like which will extract information from different nodes in a network, and then it will do some processing. Like what we have been trying to do, we formulated the game recently as a multiplayer non-cooperative game. Okay, which is game theory is an economic theory actually. Basically, there is an economic theory. A lot of computer science people, they use it to make decisions. Yeah, you can use the theory to make decisions. So we are using that. We blended that to develop a platform, real-time platform, and that has been we have incorporated that like in our microgrid, even Deakin microgrid. We are going to have a visualization center, and we are going to show like how electricity is flowing from different nodes, one node to another node in different building. How could we do the sharing in real time with the community? How can we took that out from our own microgrid to outside the world? And a lot of things are happening, and we have been working with industries there. So a lot of things are happening in that space, and these are the good area to work actually.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. You listed out so many avenues for making the students to get understand about various problems which has been available in both solar and wind energy, and also you pointed out maximum on the grid codes what we need to follow for the proper synchronization. The improper synchronization of these renewable energy to the grid will obviously make blackout or obviously a brownout. So the proper synchronization mechanisms. And in your talk, you rightly pointed out the need for the microgrid, because that is the very much required for the country like India. So as Abraham Lincoln, he rightly pointed out once that government is by the people, for the people, and to the people. The same explanation I can give for microgrid. In the microgrid, where you can able to generate electricity for the people, by the people, and to the people. That is, it is a standalone autonomous system. Okay, that is a small mini microgrid or nano grids, like that, depending upon the size of the grid, depending upon the number of houses or number of the loads which we are connecting to that particular environment, we can able to classify these grids. So this particular thing has to be uprooted. So till now we have discussed more thing about the economical challenges and also the geographical challenges, because geographical challenges plays a vital role, because we need to get some approvals from the people, even though we have the complete source for the solar and wind, especially the country like India, because we are having so much of potentials for solar and wind. That's what I used to tell to my students, that is during the month of May, the April, the month of summer, we can able to get so much of hot sun Okay, so that to the country like India, we can able to experience the hot sun for more than 300 plus days. So, but most of the sunlight or the photonic energy which has been emitted from the sun is keep on wasted. It's keep on wasted. So many rooftops are being vacant because without that, they are using the rooftop only to dry the clothes. That's all, or to dry the chilies or dry the onions like that. But the meanwhile, these kind of rooftops, one the day will come when it was changing to the renewable energy, and also the people are much worried about the installation of this wind energy in the rooftop. Okay, because we can able to make some one kilowatt or 1.5 kilowatt in the rooftop. In those kind of things can also be possible in order to meet the demand of the individual house. So we can able to see that the people, those who have known this engineering, those who have understood this renewable energy, they know the importance. That is the importance of payback period, the importance of using this renewable energy, the importance of reducing the electricity bill, the importance of making the energy to be the green. But my question now is, how we can able to make the interest of renewable energy to the common man? Okay, to the common man who does not know the importance of this clean energy, because we speak about greenhouse gases and the ozone, we speak about the photons, we need to speak about the nucleus and the protons and the neutrons and the electrons, which makes the characteristics of the solar PV panels, and also the aerodynamics, and also the couple of gearbox and the turbine and all such parameters we know. But the meanwhile, how to take these concepts to the common man, as like how we took the concept of cell phone to the common man, because once a day was there where the cell phone was not reachable to the common man. But as according to now so many networks are not reachable. That is different. Okay, and previous times, the so many in the cell phones, it is not reachable to the common man because it was not affordable. The people will tell, sir, how can I buy the cell phone? How can I able to recharge the mobile phone for every month? How can I able to send the message? How can I able to send the, so all the things have been reduced. Now many people are there, they cannot able to imagine their life without cell phone. Similarly, the approach what we have used for the cell phone to reach the common man, what are the techniques which we can able to follow to make the renewable energy to reachable to the common man?
Yeah. Would you like me to start answering?
Anyone.
So I'll start. Yeah. Okay. Because I can say I have been in India many times, more than I visited Bangladesh. I visited more India than I visited Bangladesh since 2009, actually, since 2009, I'm out of home. Okay. I visited many times. I saw in India, particularly, I saw many startup in software and all this, there are many startup in software. But if you look at in Australia, particularly now, you will see a lot of startup on energy. A lot of startup on energy. Particularly, Australia is also very dispersed country. It has got population, huge population. Let's say from Melbourne to Perth, the distance is around 5,000 kilometers, 4,500 kilometers. Like in Perth, there are a lot of rural areas where you can transmit electricity, but there is not cost effective. Government is providing a lot of incentive. Okay. But when this renewable came, like all this young generation, they started taking the opportunity to start business based on renewable, to supply those rural communities. Like now they are delivering, we have been designing a standalone power system, standalone power system to deliver that rural houses, because government is paying a lot of incentive to deliver that, because the poles, they spend billions of dollars to spend in that area. Like the young generation, who are attending this session, they can think of starting some startup and running some pilot project in rural areas, particularly as you mentioned. You still need around more than half electricity. Okay. Half area to electrify. You mentioned the figure. I'm really bad in remembering the figure. You said more than 550 or something like that. You need 9 something megawatt of power. Okay. Yeah. Actually, more than half.
Yeah. At present, we are having 4 lakh megawatt. But the meanwhile, we need 9,50,000 megawatt.
And now 9 lakh. You need 9 lakh. Okay. Yes, you need 5.5 lakh. Okay. Yes. In India, I know very well in that region, because I'm originally from Bangladesh. I know that region very well. like countries in India, which is just geographically dispersed, like with a lot of people in rural areas, like probably like the young generation can think of like developing some standalone solution to provide electricity. They can start doing a pilot project. Already it has been started through some DST funded project, I can see, because I am personally involved in two projects, one in Jaipur and another one in Chennai area. Okay, so I am personally involved in two DC microgrid project to supply some house through DST funded project. Okay, there are some initiatives, but what we need more initiatives, like we need more initiatives, and we need more support from the young generation. We need more support from the young generation so that they can bring the technology to the common people, and they can demonstrate kindly, like, with the mobile phone, people can communicate with each other and all this. There is that is why the revolution came. When they will see the benefit, direct benefit, rather than talking, when they will see the direct benefit, when we'll take the standalone system, let's say, as an example, okay, to them, and if we turn on their light, when they will see that light at night, okay, they will be fascinated. I'm sure that they will be more interested than those mobile phones. Okay, they will be much more interested, because there is one of the key needs. The electricity is one of the key needs that will change their lifestyle. That will change their comfort. Okay, like how many times we use mobile phone in a day? If you are busy at work, how many times? Hardly we spend less than 20 minutes in talking. But with electricity, like there are more opportunity. I believe there are more opportunities. Yeah, that's my bit here.
Okay, thank you, sir. Preethy ma'am, what is your views on it?
So, as Mohammed Apel directly mentioned that as young engineers need to come forward with a lot more initiatives. So, what I feel is proper education is what is needed. So, even among the young engineers, we need to make them understand the importance of having electricity, not just to a few percentage of people in the country, but it is the basic need for everybody. So that is the primary focus that we need to first bring in. And one thing which I felt was for many of the components in solar photovoltaic systems, it has to be imported. It's not readily available in our country. And for importing components from other countries, we need to pay additional amount as duties. So all these additional costs might be the hindrance or might be the factor that is causing for a slow progress among the common man. So we have a lot of initiatives that is going on in India, kind of Make in India initiatives. So maybe in the coming years, we will be able to manufacture our own components and use it for our own nation. And as IEEE members, we have other initiatives or programs like IEEE Smart Village and humanitarian activities also being involved. So as engineers working towards the sustainable goals, we can be part of these initiatives and show others that what we can do and what needs to be done from other people. So that's what I feel.
Okay. So you rightly pointed out, madam, that is most of the products have been imported. So by developing some indigenous component within our country, the duty charges and the prices what has been incurred for the development of these products can be reduced. And even I can able to point out to the students that many people are thinking that the solar PV cell will be manufactured only by the silicon. Yes. It is one of the component, not the only component. Even you can make use of germanium. One thing you should understand that in the year of 1878, the scientist called Charles Fritz, he developed a solar cell with the help of gold. Okay, so even we can able to develop a solar cell with the help of gold, and we can able to make some different type of material characterization. Okay, so that's what the thing what as madam has rightly pointed out. The another section what I was very interested to deal, whenever we miss a person, then only we can realize the importance of the person. Okay, so if a person is there, suddenly is not available for the next day, then only we will tell that, oh, that person was very nice person, and what are his behavior is a very kind person, good person, all such things we'll do. Similarly for electricity. Okay, so until the electricity is abundant, until the electricity is sustainable for the reaching the present needs, we can able to tell. Okay, we don't know the importance. Even we can able to see the list of electronic components behind me. So everything is there. But the meanwhile, once the electricity has stopped its operation, where I cannot able to get the affordable electricity, because once the demand get reduced and also the coal and oil gets depleted, and I want to rely on some renewable energy sources or microgrid, what has readily pointed out by Mahmud sir. So in that kind of consideration, one day will come, because even the COVID-19 pandemic is a situation what we have not expected earlier. Okay, similarly, one day will come where we can able to get ready for a situation where we need to make a thing for the need for electricity, not only in India, across the world. Okay, even we can able to understand, even today there is a shortage of oxygen. Similarly, the day will come where there is a shortage of electricity. How to overcome the situation? So for that, are we mentally ready? For that, are we prepared? For that, are we having some suitable alternative? So that's what the renewable energy are also called as alternative energy sources. So are we ready? So for to reach that particular goal, so what kind of steps or what kind of procedures, what kind of algorithmic steps which we can able to follow in order to meet out that particular thing? So what about your views, Mohammed sir?
Sorry, I was on mute here.
No problem. Okay.
There are many things, like, there are many things that can be done to achieve that goal. So this is a really broad question. Like, there are many things that can be done, and also definitely as an engineers, like we have the responsibility, we have the social responsibility to play a role to develop the society. Okay, to develop the society, and where we can bring new, as you already mentioned that, like, is some person left, okay, then we understand the value of that person. Okay, similarly, we need to bring the electricity to the general people. Yeah, to the general people, like, not only in India, general people all around the world we need to bring, and then, like, once they get start of used to with it, okay, then we can say that we can see the value, then that will spread out to the community. Community play a key role for the development, like, community is one of the major things. So community, like, we need to spread out the message to the community, and definitely, like, that can be done through different professional organization, or through different, like, different NGOs, non-government organization, or as a citizen. Like, let's say, for example, what I can do as a person, like, what I can do, like, what I did here at Deakin, like, I personally, with another group member, okay, we approached the university to develop the microgrid, to develop our own microgrid. We had to convince the people here, okay. So how that will bring benefit to the university in the long run, okay. So we need to step out. Actually, what do we need to do? We need to step out to the community, and we need to talk with the people in the community to deliver the benefit, to deliver the key benefits, and to disseminate the key benefits. Otherwise, it's not going to be accelerated. It will be slow. Actually, the progress will be slow. So if we want to really accelerate that, okay, let's make a small system with some initiatives. Okay, let's collect some crowd fund, and let's collect some money, make a small system, and put electricity in a school. Let's say in a school building, or in a small shop. Okay, where people can know, where there is no electricity, people can come and have a look, and they will see that benefit. Okay, so that they can see the benefit at least. Mm-hmm. So that other people get encouraged with that. So that's what I believe. Like the community engagement is really important.
Okay, so very happy to note that you are involved in some projects related to microgrid. So I'm also having 2 projects funded by Government of India for my microgrid research. So in that research, I'm doing some work on related to fault tolerant system, that is called self-healing system. So in that perspective, my question is for Preethy madam. That is, when I was analyzing these aspects, because I used to conduct some survey in the village and the rural areas regarding that why you are not using this renewable energy. One major thing, as we already know, it is because of cost. Second one, what the answer they used to tell, sir, because of its reliability. Okay, so we can't be able to rely this rainy because it is on the climate oriented. It is also related to the climate. When the sun or the wind is available, then only we can get the power. Second one. And the third one, what the major problem they are telling is, sir, because of the fault occur in the system. For an example, in your kitchen, if any mixie or a grinder goes off, or else a washing machine or air conditioner goes off, what we will normally do, even an electrical engineer in our house, if he is available, he is not interested to see what made the particular thing to get fault. Okay, even the mother from the kitchen, she will ask the student, okay, so the mixie is not working. The only answer what the son will tell, he will tell, ma'am, mommy, give this mixie to the service station. But he will not give his potential to open and see what happened to the mixie, whether the relay got malfunction, whether the motor is not working, whether the supply wire got cut, whether it is due to the overcurrent. So those kind of thing was not analyzed. Similarly, when we speak about the rural area, when I was installing the solar or wind, they are much worried about the fault. If any fault occurs in the system, because even you can able to use this particular comment even in your industry as well, the one particular point is fault. If any fault occurs, they cannot be able to self-depend on themselves to overcome the particular fault. They have to make a call to the service person. It also depends upon the availability of the service person. He will come or he may not come. He will take 10 days time, then only he will come to us, because they are having the full high demand whenever we want to get for the electrician or the service personals, they will come very quite late. So the people are telling that what we can able to do in such kind of circumstances.
So that's actually a very good point which has been raised. So we all know if it is kind of an equipment that we are commonly using at home, we may have at least a few solutions which can be delivered if a fault occurs. But in case of renewable systems, it is not that easy as we are repairing a home equipment. But at the same time, whenever a solar panel is being installed, we will be giving some kind of basic training to the people who are using it. Obviously, if it is kind of an electrical fault that is occurring to the system, they cannot handle by themselves. It's risky.
Yes.
So it is always safer to call the service technicians who know things properly. But at the same time, if it is a fault which is related to a panel or non-proper functioning of the system, definitely people who are using it can be educated. It might take some time, but whenever the installation happens, even if it is in a village or a common man in a city or town, a basic training should be given to that particular person and make him understand what kind of scenarios can happen when you are using this system.
Okay,
So
thank you.
that's what I feel.
Okay, so now we go back to the next section of our discussion. This discussion is based upon what the situation, the current scenario goes with. As we are aware that because of this COVID-19, most of the business gone off, and many people have been even worrying for a single time food as well, because we know about only our surroundings or our own environment. But I can able to see there are so many people are still they are starving for food, they are starving for water. Because of the night lockdown or the night curfew, they are unable to travel from one end to the another end. So these are the things what we are seeing each and every day, and we are still praying that this situation has to be come to an end, because we know that many students they joined in the first year. I hope that they will even complete the degree without meeting the teacher in a straight manner, in a physical manner, because everybody in the online, and also most of the people are attending the online classes very meticulously. They are understanding the points what has been given by the teachers. But we can able to see even many variety of students, they will tell that whatever the persons or teacher speaks, they will throw off that headphone and they will move off just for the sake of attendance, and they will tell that after 4 years of period they will certainly get a degree as well. So in this kind of scenario, all the people are in quite a depression state because of this economic, and certain people have lost their dreams, certain people have lost their job, certain people have lost their even loved ones as well. So in this kind of situation, what are the effect does the COVID-19 has given to the renewable energy sector? Whether the sector remains the same as like what we have seen in earlier, and how whether there are some bias, because we know that the renewable energy plants or renewable energy systems are quite costlier, because it was affordable for the people who had jobs, who had having some good social status, but now everything is gone. So in this particular situation, what are your views related to how this COVID-19 pandemic has changed the renewable energy sector? So Mohammed sir.
Yeah, definitely it changes the world. Yeah, COVID-19 changes the world suddenly stopped everything. Before we
Yes.
started the session, even we started talking about COVID-19, okay? So it changes the world just over a few nights, I was in Melbourne city during the lockdown, okay? It is a city with a full population, like at the heart of the city, there was no population at all, yeah, there is no population, so everything is shut down, and it's causing billions of dollars. Every day shutdown means more than $300 billion economic loss, and definitely that has the COVID-19 has delayed the plan for the renewable energy integration, particularly at the government level. Okay, because definitely the government is highlighting the need to solve fast. Okay, COVID-19 pandemic, which is unexpected. I think that there's a situation all around the world. Government around the world, they are now trying to fix the impact of COVID-19. Okay, by providing different subsidies so that people can at least survive. And like energy is definitely one priority, but food and all these things, that is in the first priority. Okay, so that significantly affected the government plan. Actually, the government plan was significantly affected by this COVID-19, particularly when we look at the renewable energy program. Okay, a lot of government around the world, they have delayed the renewable energy program. Okay, even in Australia, we have got delayed on several projects. Okay, they're supposed to start early, but they are delaying it because of the COVID-19. But fortunately, in the private, for the rooftop, still we are seeing the same because of the government incentive. Government previously used to provide incentive to individual houses before, because they want to keep that economy at least running. So that's why they started. Like I saw the same in Europe as well. They started giving incentive to be business owners. Okay, they start giving to incentive to small business so that the industry can survive at least. So some sort of initiatives are there, but that is not sufficient, to accelerate the renewable energy integration in the way that was happening before COVID. Okay, and also other thing in respect to education, yes, definitely, like it's impacting the student life, it's affecting the mental health of the student, because our students are missing the university life. University life is the best part of the life. Where you can go out with friends and you can talk with people, and you can even, like as an academic, we are missing the life because we can go and talk to the people with colleagues, and we can share some good memories. That is not happening. Yeah, definitely COVID-19 has significantly affected everything, including the renewable energy integration. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, thank you, sir. Madam Preethy ma'am, can you tell me some inputs about the women in the renewable energy sector and the opportunities for the women students, because we always speak about the gender equality in all the extremes. You can able to throw some inputs related to women in renewable energy.
Thank you, sir, for that. I am one person who always promote or encourage women to come into power and energy, or mainly the renewable sector. So what I have seen is that if you consider the International Renewable Energy Agency report, it says that only 32% of the total workforce is constituted by women. But on the upper management side, or even the leadership positions, it is even less. Reasons could be many, because some might lose interest over the course of time, or they may have to consider family and leave their job, or choose some other path. So one common challenge in the core sector, especially electrical or renewable, is that women are not recruited for the on-site works. that is basically on farm level. If it is a wind or a solar, they are normally considered not that physically strong as men. So those kind of recruitment opportunities are quite less for women. But I have seen recently two women engineers doing this manpower job in one of the blade factories in Europe. So things are changing, but it is on a slower pace. And other challenges for women include it's not just with respect to the renewable industry, but the entire industry, I would say. It is the imposter syndrome, where they don't feel confident in their achievements. Even if they enter the job in the early stages of their career, like in the 0 to 5 years of their career, they are very much less confident on their work, even though they have excelled a lot in their studies. But when it comes to the industry, they lack the confidence. So, and those are the times where you have a lot of other opportunities or responsibilities that you can take up in your early careers. And even in that scenario also, they have this thought of, will this particular responsibility suit me, or will I be able to successfully complete it? It keeps banging your head, and this actually loosens or lessens again the opportunity to go up in the ladder. So these are some of the things which girls need to focus on in their studies. So you need not enter into the industry and then start thinking about what can come to your life, but rather than that, if you're able to understand how the industry works, if you have a picture well before that, you can always be prepared. And what all problems that can arise, of course, everything cannot be learned at the early stage, but to an extent, some of the problems can always be addressed. And rather than trying to find a solution when the problem arises, it's better to have the solutions within you, so that you are prepared and confident, and you know what should be done when a situation comes. Opportunities in renewables include not just in the designing part, but whether you are an electrical, mechanical, aeronautical, or a civil engineer, you have the different options to enter into the renewable sector. It could be in the design of mechanical components, civil structures, or the electrical, the balance of plant area. And apart from that, in renewables, there is another key area, which is the resource assessment section, where you will analyze the potential of the plant before constructing it. In case of wind farms, you will decide where to place the turbines so that it gives a better production, and at the same time, the turbines are not that much loaded. So that is the kind of work which I am currently involved in the pre-sales stage. What all different checks need to be done for the components. So that is one key area which you can try it out, definitely, apart from the normal designing of the core areas.
Madam, one more question for you, Preethy ma'am. That is, how the students, women students, should be mentally prepared before they are taking in a core sector jobs. Because I can able to see as a placement coordinator for more than 10 years in my institute. I worked as a placement coordinator. I used to tell that the students, they were mentally prepared for being an IT analyst or a programmer analyst, because they can able to understand that they are going to work with the C, C++ or Python or Java or these kind of programming packages. But whenever we speak about the core sector, they are fully blank. Okay, they don't know what kind of job they're going to do. For an example, if I'm telling that you're going to do a job in the solar, they are not aware. If I'm telling a job that you're going to do a job in some motor company or generator rewinding company, they are fully blank. So for those kind of students, how they should be mentally prepared, because they're also being quite afraid also. Some women students are quite afraid also, because whenever we are making some experiments on a induction motor or a shunt motor, so these students will go behind. That is by using a 3-point starter for a DC motor or 2-point starter for a DC motor, they will tell that, sir, it is we will get shocked like that. Now the things are keep on changing. So that may be getting some mental preparedness for the core sector. Even though they can excel more in the R&D, they will think that if I go for the core sector, they will make me to walk on the turbine. They will be make me to walk on the big ladder for the installation of the megawatt wind plant, like that. So how are girl students or women students, they should be mentally prepared to understand that more scope or more job or more wonders or more excitement will be there in the core sector, because you have to give an insight that that is most of the women students or even boy students as well, those who are watching, they should change their mind and they should come forward to the core sector?
I would actually consider that as a privilege if I get a chance to go up
Okay.
on the turbine. No, because I personally I'm quite interested in getting some hands-on experience with the components that I'm dealing with, whether it is a wind turbine or a solar panel, rather than sitting in an office and doing this assessment. I'm not saying that it is not interesting. It's definitely an interesting job, but at the same time, if we have some hands-on experience with what we are actually doing it, we feel more interested. So in case of students, what I have seen is mostly when a project is being given to them, girls are always pushed towards the documentation side. So the hands-on, everything will be done by the boys, and the report preparation will be done by the girls. So this kind of scenario should change. We need to involve them in the project-based learning, so they get to learn things while doing it. They need to involve in what they're doing it rather than keeping them aside. Or maybe what we can do is not just clubbing the boys and girls together. Let's have a separate team for girls, all of them, let them be girls, so that they will be involved completely in what they are doing. Only what I have seen is students get more interested when they start doing it rather than reading the textbook or hearing something. If they're doing something, they feel more interested. So this kind of practice should be more in colleges, especially in towards the second year or third year. And then finally, when they come to the fourth year, they are much more interested in taking up core sector jobs. This fear of getting a shock, everything will be lost. And we just don't need to wait till third year or fourth year to give a main project to them. Rather than we can have some micro or mini project or assignments kind of thing given to the students, so that they start developing the interest at the early stage itself. Because at the end of the year, what people will think that they might be busy with the exams or with the placements that are coming up, and they have less time in spending for other activities.
Yeah.
So if we can give them proper guidance at the early stage, that will change the scenario.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for inspiring. One thing I want to add, so I have given work on my microgrid to 3 women students. So they did their work very meticulously. So the work what they have did got published in IEEE Renewable Power Generation. It's a very good journal. So to my surprise, the work what they have done, it has been awarded for the 2 times best paper award from Renewable Power Generation for the 2 consecutive years. And even in my Google Scholar, that paper only receiving more number of citations. I probably say that that work was done by my women students, because there are some peoples are there, but the only thing is that proper tuning and proper motivation and proper counseling. That's what most of the students are lacking in our country, not only in our country, in most of the places, because they hesitate to speak, because we are speaking a lot. We have started by 6:45, now it is 7:45. The 1 hour I've done, because I usually tell that, we have even forgot how to talk. Okay, so I'm telling for the students thing, so this particular thing aspect is certainly, it will be eye opener for women students to come more and more in the core sector, and they have to do so much in the R&D, not only in the R&D, even for the field inspection studies and field characterization, forecasting analysis, and even for servicing any components. They can do exemplary work, because they can remember more things than us. That's the one biggest credit, so because that's one major thing, and they can remember more. So that's one of the aspect. So with this perspective, it is very happy to get your points. Now we are coming to the final section of today's thing. Final question. Okay, because I already seen the way how you talk. You have made some dedication with your dedication, with your passion, and with your perseverance. You have excelled in your career, both Preethy ma'am and also Apel Mohammed sir. And we missed one panelist. No problem. So within these 2 panelists, I can able to see you have excelled. So now you can tell your success journey in less than 1 or 2 minutes, to the students, about your success journey and what kind of, because more than a success journey, you please tell the difficulty you have faced. Okay, so in such kind of thing, which will make the inspiration not for all the people those who are hearing, at least 1 or 2 minds after some 20 or 30 years after they excel, they will tell that in one day in April 22nd, I have attended one IEEE PES meet because of Preethy ma'am and because of Apel Muhammad sir, my life has changed because their words have inspired me because for success, because most of the people, they will think that success is job. Most of the people, they will say that success is only the degree what they earn. Most of the people, they will say that success is earning more money. But in my perspective, success is one, whatever it may be, whichever the job, whatever the money you earn, which makes you happy and which make your surrounding happy, that is a real success. That is whenever you reach the goal, that is the thing. So for proper goal setting, what are your inputs? Mohammed sir? Sir, please unmute sir. Unmute sir.
Sorry, yeah. To me, success is like how you are helping people to change their life. Like there is the because otherwise, like you could earn a lot of money, you could do a lot of things, you could be a renowned professor or renowned researcher, but unless you are changing people's life through your knowledge or through your dedication, there is I don't feel success unless I'm changing someone else's life. Like whenever I take a PhD student or whenever I take a research student, I usually try to transform their life, okay, so that they can remember it over the life. Like fortunately, I've been doing it, though I'm not a very senior researcher. Like I have started my career around 10 years back, and in Australia, 8 years. Like okay, after my PhD. So I got 3 students graduated. They're all doing really good job. Like they're trying to help other people. Okay, so I try to create the culture of helping each other. Okay, to change people's life. Yeah, that is what I feel success. Because I grown up in a small village back in Bangladesh. Then from that I came to this place. Even from my village. Probably no one did study university before me, like I grown up in a village. So that's what I feel like if I can change people's life, and that is definitely possible through quality education. And yeah, that is definitely possible because I always consider the education as the global passport, if you are well educated and if you are doing really good, then you can have, you can use that education to go anywhere in the world. And that is what I feel. That is what I believe in. Actually, from a small village back in Bangladesh, now I am here. Okay, and I got another offer from UK. Probably I'm not too sure whether I'll be moving there or not. But like when you have got the passion to do something, please go ahead and do it, and try to help people as much as possible.
So kind of you, sir. So this word will certainly inspire many. That is success. According to Mohammed sir, he says that, we want to help others. Because helping others means, it will make your mind and also your body, that will be equivalent to so many yoga and meditation exercises. Because you will get some positive vibration to your mind once you are extending your helping hands. If you are not able to extend your hands, at least by your peaceful words or notable words, okay, so whatever in your mind, that will come in your mouth. So by making use of that, yes, it's extremely said that, we need to help others. Because many of the students, they will tell, sir, even I am in the hell, I'm in a situation where I require some help, where in what time I will help others. So this kind of perspective only we have to take our life in a positive approach. So we want to, at least for, not only for us, at least for making others happy, at least for help others, we want to be in a very good position. So because this education, whatever we are getting, it was not affordable for many people. So even the place or even the education what we are getting, it is a dream for many, but we are getting with the grace of God, with the grace of our parents, with the grace of our teachers, we are getting. So in turn to the society, we need to help. So that is the one major thing what we can learn from Apel Muhammad sir. So he is mentioning that, even we tell that, sir, I am coming from a typical village. Okay, I am coming from. So you should convert that negative thinking, or you should convert that your inferiority to the superior level, where the people can see, look at you at one day that, so how this person has grown because of its passion and because of its dedication, more than that, hard work. Okay, so we cannot be able to get anything very easily without any hard work, and without hard work, whatever you are getting, it will go very easily. Okay, once again I repeat, okay, so with hard work, whatever you get, okay, it is not easily, but the meanwhile, without hard work, whatever you are getting, it will go very easily. So you should understand that whatever you are getting, it should be from hard work, not by sucking the work of others. So that is the major point, because he has arose to the, even though having so many office, so he is telling that how he makes some good impact to his research students. Thank you so much, sir, for your presence, and thank you so much for your wonderful words for inspiring our students. Now I move on to Preethy ma'am. Okay, so you can tell your success journey and how who has inspired you, and because you are in the industry, what made you to come back to the industry, and because you are also in the very notable position in the IEEE as well, and the women in engineering WIE. So we can expect some words from you.
That would be like too much because I'm just 6 years in the industry, but I could say that the topic which I have chosen, mainly wind and solar, are my real passion. So even before entering into the career, I had developed an interest towards this, and my master's also was focused on power and energy. So after coming to the industry, I learned that the competition is more, or sometimes the comparison is also way too big in this sector. So you're always monitored and you have to be technically sound. So in order to be competent enough, I normally spend my leisure time reading about the renewable sector, what is happening worldwide, and whenever time permits, I attend virtual summits from where I gain knowledge on different markets. So only if I have the knowledge, I can transfer it to other people. So by reading all these things, it gives me more confidence. So whatever that is being organized virtually right now, sometimes they are free of cost, but certain things are costly, because normally renewable is something which is costly, whether it is education or the system, it is a costly. But don't get me wrong, I'm not a bookworm kind of thing, but it's just a growing interest towards this subject. And I had a tough time when my kid was born. At that time, so what I decided was to take a year break and then restart my career, as well as the interest towards this. But I made sure that I did not lose the passion in this area, because once something is lost, it is not that easy to get back. So after taking a year break, I got involved in one of the flagship events, which is IEEE ESS 12. In this particular event, we have a dedicated track for Sustainable Energy Goal 7, that is providing the clean energy. So this particular track is called as V-Power track, where we are trying to inculcate the interest among girls to pursue higher education or a career in the field of power and energy. So V-Power is actually an initiative by the World Bank Group to promote more women engineers in this field. And this event again focuses on the UN Sustainable Development Goals. And I make use of the other IEEE resources to know more about the different technologies and applications. Though in India the gender gap is less, but globally the impact is more. So by being part of IEEE Power and Energy Society as well, I wish to bring some changes to this existing gap and encourage more girls to this field who are interested. That's now in a progressing stage. I'll be coming up with a baseline soon. But I can definitely say that learning is the key towards success. So
Thank
that's
you.
the motto which I'm following.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. So, with making some remarks about madam's talk, we are very much interested to see some movies in Hollywood or Bollywood or in the Kollywood movies, So we know very few actors and actresses. There will be peak in some case. After some period of time, let me take Anil Kapoor or whatever he may be, So over a period of time, we will tell that he may not be acting in any movies or whatever it may be. We normally tell that he is out of market. So we will be in the market only for the specific time until we have some loads of information or some loads of acting things. And until unless the people accepts you, that is a period where you will get in the peak market. Similarly, for engineering also, as madam pointed out, if you are in the market, you have to update your knowledge by thoroughly reading and attending so much of flagship events. So that will empower you in the global competition. That is the major fact. Because we can able to see, I want to quote only one line. By that we can able to conclude our talk. So that is you may aware about Professor Beam Singh from IIT Delhi. Okay, from IIT Delhi is an electrical professor. What he normally mention, so everybody is having 24 hours per day. Everybody is having 24 hours per day. So let us take that. I am dividing this 24 hours into 3. Okay, I am taking the 24 hours into 3, 8 hours, 8 hours, 8 hours. Okay, so this 8 hours is common for everyone. Everybody will be in the sleep. Okay, this 8 hours. Again, this 8 hours will be, we will be in the work, or we will be in the college, or we will be in the online class, like that. The remaining 8 hour will be available. The way how we are utilizing the remaining 8 hours, that makes you success. Some may be using this remaining 8 hours for looking into the Instagram or Facebook or something. Some other people will be utilizing the remaining 8 hours for preparing for some JEE exam, for GATE exam, for preparing some research paper for IEEE transactions, like that. So for everybody, this 8 is common. This 8 is common. The remaining 8, how you are using, that makes you success. That is the essence what we learned from Preethy ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. So as a whole, we have had a very great discussions for the past 1.15 hours with the two panelists, and we have made that what are the requirements we need to reach the sustainable goal, as according to the students' perspective, what are the problems and what are the solutions we have discussed. We are very thankful for the two panelists for their time and for giving so much of expertise, and even you can able to see the only drawback with this moderator is when he opens the mouth, it is very difficult to close his mouth. That is a problem. So I can able to switch over the mic to Shruti Thakar. Okay, so for the proceedings next.
Yes, sir. Sir, we got some questions. Will you like to answer them?
Me,
We got a question.
me,
All of you, all of you three.
Okay. You
Okay.
you just tell who I was to answer. That will be correct.
Okay. We got this question from Udikanti Jana. What is the role of International Solar Alliance in a clean energy sector? I guess Apel Mohammed sir to answer this.
Yes, like there are a lot of there are a lot of like organizations which are trying to play a role. Like for example, International Solar Energy Society. Even in Australia, we got Clean Energy Council, Smart Energy Council. There are a lot of small organization or big organization. They're coming to play some role in the energy sector, like. From my perspective, like whatever organization, like as long as a citizen, like we are participating somewhere and playing some role, that is important. Actually, it could be like definitely through an organization. It makes more like it makes more impact. But if we go individually, it is hard. Definitely, by considering that perspective, like being an IEEE member and being an IEEE committee member for IEEE PES Dynamic Performance Committee over the last 10 years. So I would always advocate for IEEE. Yeah, IEEE is one of the best platform to involve. Okay, IEEE is one of the best platform to involve. Okay, there could be a lot of other organizations. I'm not saying that these organizations are good or bad, but like IEEE is the global organization for electrical and electronic engineers. And IEEE has a lot of initiatives, region-wise initiative. I was the like local chapter chair for a few years here in Victoria, and I saw that I was the chapter rep for Region 10 for 2 years, representing Australasia, like particularly Australia and New Zealand. Okay, for a few years. So I believe that IEEE has a lot of things to play, but definitely you can choose an organization, any organization, and you can play a role from organization point of view. But yes, there are a lot of, as I said, there are a lot of as an organization like that. Like even in Australia, even in Victoria, I can see 20 or 30 organizations, like that. Okay, so it's really hard to say like what role they are playing. It's really hard to say. But International Energy Agency, International Solar Energy Society, all these are really well-renowned organizations. And IEEE PES is always, I consider that they're always on top of all organizations. So definitely like it's up to like the people like who are trying to do what, okay, and who are trying to play what role.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Okay. Now I like Albert sir to answer the next question. The question is from Hers Isha Malia. Greetings everyone. I would like to ask as an engineer, what is that one important role that we must take towards the achieving SDGs?
Achieving?
SDGs, Sustainable Development.
Okay, can you please repeat the question?
Okay. He was asking as an engineer, what is the one most important role that we must take towards achieving SDGs?
Okay, so in order to achieve this particular sustainable goal, we want to understand what is our prior interest. Okay, so with the interest, if you are sitting for 24 hours, you will enjoy any session. Without interest, if you are sitting even for 2 minutes, you cannot be able to do any task of work. So that is the reason. So the first and primemost objective is what Apel Mohammed sir said, that with interest he is helping others. So he can able to excel in that particular thing. Certain peoples will be very cunning. They will not help others. If you're doing some work, means whenever somebody comes, they will hide themselves. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing like that, So they will be doing that. So with the interest, with the bottom of the heart, with the positive spirit, with the positive thinking, whatever we do, at least by taking one part of the things to another side, that is the biggest noble solution for any engineer. So who is called as an engineer? Just completing 4 years of degree is not an engineering. Okay, we cannot be able to expect that whoever completed the very notable solutions like Albert Einstein, we cannot tell that he is a physics person. Okay, he's not an engineer. Whoever getting the Nobel Prize, they are not engineers, because you should understand that Nobel Prize is not given for engineers. It is given only for arts and science domain. So basic science domain. It is not for engineers. So that means that you can able to understand. I think that Shruti is feeling sleepy after I'm telling. Sorry,
No,
Shruti.
sorry.
Because whenever we speak about engineering, it is a normal fact what the students after hearing about this, So we can able to understand that, that is completing a 4 years is not a thing. Okay, so we should understand how many notable solutions, how much of things even I can able to tell a student who is completing engineering after 4 years, if you are giving a complex circuit to solve Ohm's law, he is unable to solve Ohm's law. Okay, if we ask about what is real power, reactive power, apparent power, sustainability, torque, viscosity, acceleration, if we ask the basic definition, they are unable to answer. That's what we speak about the sustainable education, sustainable goals. The fourth goal is the quality education. Quality education means, it does not mean that you have to mug up, you have to remember, you have to vomit during your examination, whatever you. That's not like that. Throughout your lifetime, you have to keep in your mind what is meant by reactive power, what is reactive power compensation, why you have to compensate the reactive power, what is meant by partial discharge, what is meant by operational amplifier, why. So those kind of stuffs, that's particular thing. So we have to do our work. That's enough for sustainable growth. Not anything extra. You do your work. Don't disturb others. If each and every person is doing their work alone, collectively it will go for the sustainable work, sustainable development. If I disturb your work and you are disturbing my work and you are not allowing me to do my work, that is the problem. We do our work. We keep our house clean. You keep your house clean. Collectively, the society will be clean. That's all.
Definitely. Thank you, sir. And now my question is to Preethy ma'am. The question is from Vatsal Parikh. Can you guide us? How can budding engineers develop a sustainable development mentality?
I think this is the same thing which Albert sir just mentioned. So only if you know what is the importance of being sustainable and you have the interest in achieving the sustainability, you can move towards that goal. So I think he has covered in detail what needs to be done.
Okay. So questions are over from our side. Now I want Rhythm to come over here and take privilege of vote of thanks. And thanks from my side to all of you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shruti.
Good evening, all. I, Ridham Chitre, IEEE PES Chapter Chair at ADIT, would like to extend vote of thanks to everyone who has made this event possible. First of all, I would like to express my deep gratitude towards Principal of our college, Mr. V.N. Singh, sir, for his immense blessings and endless guidance. Next, I would like to thank our student branch counselor, Mr. Dr. Sudhir Vegad sir, whose motivation and guidance has always been handy to us. Next, I would like to thank Miss Preethy ma'am for her words, as her words would have been immensely motivational to all the women who are the part of this event. Next, I would like to thank Apel Mahmud sir, uh, who has indeed uh, ex- uh, indeed given great efforts despite his time zone difference from India. I know, sir, you are at 4.5 hours ahead, so it must be late night there. So, thank you for being with us.
No, that's
Next, I
okay.
would
I'm habituated. Yeah, that's okay. I'm
yes,
habituated
sir.
with this, so it's fine. Thank you.
Furthermore, I would like to thank our moderator, Albert Alexander, sir, who has very skillfully and very smoothly moderated this session. Thank you so much, sir. Next, I would like to thank all the participants who have made this event a great success by their enthusiastic involvement. At last, but not the least, I would like to thank all the volunteers who have made immense efforts throughout the conduction of this event. Thank you so much, all. Stay home, stay safe, and good night.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you,
Just a
everyone.
minute, sir. Just a minute. Can we ask everyone to open their cameras so that we can click a group photo? Shwetal bhai?
Title Svetal Bhai.
It's my okay, fine. Okay. So thank you all the speakers for accepting our invitation and be a part of this panel discussion. Yeah, let me just take the one snapshot. Wait. Uh, okay. So say cheese, everyone. Yeah, fine. Taken the snapshot. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Stay safe.
Thank you so much.
Take care, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
It was nice
Thanks,
to meet
Rhythm,
you.
for this opportunity, and thank you all. Great
Our
to meet
pleasure,
you,
ma'am.
Mahmud sir
Our
and
pleasure.
Albert sir.
Thank
Nice
you,
to
ma'am.
meet
Thank you.
you. Yeah.
Nice time, nice time. Because we have completed as per the schedule, what has been given by Rhythm Chitare, because he has to complete before 8:15. So we have to make the time management. Okay. Thank you all. Thank you.
That's great to see, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Stay safe, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Take care. Yeah.